Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today the Houston Texans have drafted Luke, I believe it's Lachey, from Iowa. It might be Lachey. But I do believe it is Lachey. Tight end from Iowa, 6'6", 248, drafted 255th overall last year, had 231 receiving yards for Iowa. Look, I hope this doesn't end up being like a DJ, like a British Brooks thing. Last year, British Brooks, I talked about how he was not going to make the 53-man roster because how much depth there was at running back. But when he did, I got flamed in the comment section because everybody went back and saw it. But I think it's heavily unlikely that Luke will make the 53-man roster. I think if he can play well, he's a guy that can get onto the practice squad for this Texans team. The reason I say that is last year, the Houston Texans, really, I think the last 2 years, this Texans team has run with 3 tight ends on the 53-man roster. You got Dalton Schultz, Brevin Jordan's back this year, and Cade Stover. I don't see either I don't see one of those 3 guys not being on the 53-man roster. I think you'd have to take an injury for Luke to make the roster. If an injury, okay, and I pray to God that this does not happen. Because I want to see this tight end group healthy next year. Brevin Jordan went down week 2 with that ACL tear, and that really, I think, messed the Texans up offensively. I mean, look, I don't know how much things would have been different last year, but it would have helped C.J. Stroud having Brevin Jordan. I thought him and C.J. Stroud, definitely create a lot of chemistry in year 1 for C.J., and so lose him week 2, that was tough. So I hope he's healthy. Cade Stover's a guy who I thought showed a lot of potential. He has chemistry with C.J. Stroud going back to Ohio State. He's a guy that's going to be on this roster. Dalton Schultz, I don't think, is going anywhere. All 3 of those guys are going to be on this roster. I think Luke would have to play extremely well in preseason and in training camp for the Texans to consider having a 4th spot. And also, that means he also has to play better than veteran Irv Smith Jr., because the Texans did re-sign Irv Smith, who was with the Texans at the end of the year. So, and I don't think it's that hard to play better than Irv Smith. So, here's what I'm hoping for. I really am. I'm hoping for him to play well. I'm not going to say I want him to make this 53-man roster, because in the likelihood of him making the 53-man roster, it means there's an injury in one of those top 3 tight ends in the tight end group for the Houston Texans. But I hope he plays well enough to the point where the Texans consider him to maybe be a 4th tight end on the roster, and if not, on the practice squad to step up if the Texans need him to. I think this is a good draft pick, though, at 255, though. One of the last picks of the 2025 NFL draft was the 3rd last pick. Let me know your thoughts on the draft pick in the comment section, and peace out.